Valentine of Arbor Acre took the lead last week at day 7 with an average weight of 154.4 as against Agrited of Ross 308, which had 153.4. Today is day 14. Welcome to the Broiler Challenge. I'll be right back. Welcome to Elders Agro Services, where we educate, inform, and improve you on better ways to achieve efficient broiler performance and productivity. My name is Ebiyamba Ebita David, MD Elders Agro Services, and also an agro-based entrepreneur with keen interest in efficient broiler farming. On this channel today, we are going to continue on our broiler challenge between Ross 308 of Agrited Group versus Arbor Acre of the Valentine Group. Today makes our birds 2 weeks as part of our 6 weeks rearing cycle to determine which breed has the biggest weight. Remember, all birds have been put together in the same room and are given the same medication, and as such are being marked to be able to differentiate one breed from the other. Remember, Agritech is marked with the black marker and Valentine is marked with the red marker. When we come back, we are going to be taking their measurements in order to determine which particular breed has the highest weight for this particular week, which makes it day 14. Also, we are going to be looking at reviewing how we're able to get our birds to such weight, looking at some key silent facts or major facts that every farmer needs to take into consideration when raising their birds for the first 14 days. See you soon. Be right back. Welcome back, and before you we have 30 birds of the Agritech Ross 308, and we are going to be taking their weights now. On the measuring scale, which is a must for every farm, you can see it is 0, and I'm going to take the weight of the bull and then I'm going to calibrate them together to ensure that the bull and the scale all read together, so that's 0. So we're going to take them by 3. We're going to take them by 3 instead of by a total of 30. You know, they are much bigger now. Let's take 3 birds in a bowl. Oh, please. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. You know, the weight is increasing. And I have here 1 steady 144. Now we are done with the Agritech. We are going to be measuring the Valentine very soon. I'll be right back. Having done that of Agritech, let's move down to Valentine of the Arbor Acre. Let's start measuring them. Easy. All right, we are done with the weights of the Valentine. We'll be right back to let us know the figures that we've gotten and the average weight of all of them. See you soon. Now we are done with weighing birds of the both breeds, and they are now back into their normal room for rearing. It was not an easy one, especially struggling with their weights and the rest. Well, let us get through with some few things as regards how we're able to get such weights, because they were quite magnificent. There are certain things that we need to consider when we are trying to raise broiler birds within 6 weeks or beyond in order to meet the target weight which is expected of us. Number one is observation. Most farmers don't really take time to observe their birds to be sure of what their birds really need at some point in time. It's not only about putting food and drinkers, as you have seen or it's expected of you to do, but to also observe to know how they behave, especially their poo and whatever information you may want to know. Through observation, you are able to notice other areas that affects them, just like the heat source, in order to know if the heat you're giving to them is adequate enough, or it's too much or inadequate. So we also understand that the heat source was also important for us to get them to such speed. Also the light source. Well, we know that our power supply seems to be a little bit shaky, but well, technology has helped us in order to get what we call solar energy. And so it's advised that farmers should be able to have solar points in their farms, which would ease their cost of production. As you can see, I have mine here, which I use at all times, especially at night. Also, you're looking at your light source, but if you have your solar light, then it can also help if you cannot have the normal energy light. The right medication was also important, as we're able to ensure that the right medications were given to them. Most especially was also checking the back of these medications in order to check if the drugs were still in good condition or have expired. Most farmers do not put that into consideration. All they do is just get drugs and then don't do well to check if those drugs are still within its use of efficiency. So checking the expiry date is quite good. Also, the use of measuring spoons would also help to ensure that the right dosage is being given to the birds in order for them to grow well. Remember, if you don't give them the right dosage, it could lead to either overdosage or underdosage. So the best way to help curtail such is through the use of the measuring spoon. Good feed, it's also important. Getting your feed right. For our experiment we are using here, we are using the New Hope. Much later, we could also switch to Ultima and then end with something else. Still feeds that are of good grade, but also farmers should ensure that they should try as much as possible to get good feed in order to meet up with the weight that they need. Also, spacing is very, very important. You remember where they were last time, and now you can see them, the use of the wood shavings, not sawdust, wood shavings, which is quite good for them, and the spacing is good enough for them within this area for them to grow. And as such, when you're spacing them, is also to ensure that you have good ventilation, cross ventilation, that would allow free flow of air that would enable them grow properly. When farmers are able to put all these into play, be rest assured that you will be able to get the maximum weight which you need even before 6 weeks. As we progress, we will definitely move ahead to look at other details in order to ensure that farmers are able to overcome the challenges of raising birds for efficient broiler production, and in order to ensure that they are able to meet up to their expected needs. We'll be right back in order for us to know which particular breed took the week. Remember, Valentine of Arbor Acre started at day 7 with 154.4 as against Agritech of 153.4. Let's check it out and know if this week Valentine still continues their lead or Agritech has in one way or the other stepped up to the challenge that is expected. I'll be right back. Thank you. The chart you're looking at was as of day 7. And as you can see, Agritech had a total of 4,603 divided by 30 beds, which gave them 153.4, as against Valentine of Arbor Acre, which had 4,631 divided by 30, which gave them 154.4 grams. That was just a difference of 1 gram. Now let's switch over to day 14, which is today, and let's start from Agritech Ross 308. We have from 1,444 down to number 10, which is 1,454. Remember, it's a total of 30 beds and we're weighing them 3-3. That's why you can find 1 to 10. And then, so we have a total of 14,590 divided by 30. We have 486.3 grams. Let's come to Valentine, and then we have 1,339 down to 1,358, giving them a total of 13,378 divided by 30, which gives us 445.9. Wow. If you believe in comebacks, then Agritech has shown that it can still withstand the pressure and come back fully strong. We have Agritech taking the lead for day 14 with a comeback of 486.3 grams as against Valentine, which had 445.9 grams. So Agritech has taken day 14, and you can see the difference is with a wide margin of 40 grams. I hope you've learned one or two, and as you can see, the beds are resting now. It was quite a contest for us to see. I hope you've also taken time to look at the medication charts we have used, because we've displayed the drugs we've used so far in order to get them to this particular time. And it's important for you to note that as far as you subscribe, you like our page and hit the notification bell, as long as our videos keep coming, you would always be the first to be notified. I hope you've learned one or two, and we'll be with you again at day 21 in order to know if Agritech would still continue the lead or Valentine would have a comeback story of their own. From my farm to yours at Elders Agro Services, we wish you all the best, and we'll say see you at day 21. Bye.